Good evening, everyone. This is JonFly, and this is JonFly versus episode 10. Can you believe we've done 3 days in a row? I'm super happy to be here yet again with a little bit of sim news. Again, this will be the quick sim news on somewhat of a regular basis, hopefully. Crossed fingers. We're going to go ahead and get right on into it. I did want to talk about right off the bat that early reports on X-Plane 11.50 Beta 6 are very positive. So well done, Laminar, on getting out a stable Beta 6 of 11.50. More people can enjoy the fixes and updates and the new frame rates that we get with Vulkan. There are still some incompatibilities here and there and some tweaking that needs to be done on the part of third-party developers. But overall, it's coming along nice. So I did want to pass along that I did receive several reports that Beta 6 is stable, and you can go ahead and run that in a separate directory as we talked about in episode 8 or 9. The other bit of news is ActiveSky has announced that they're going to have an open beta for P3D v5 within coming days. Now, again, this will be a beta product, but we'll be able to download it and test our beloved ActiveSky weather engine in P3D v5. I, for one, am super excited that this is happening because it's one of the big three things that I've wanted, PMDG, FS Labs, and ActiveSky to get into the v5 race. So super happy. When they say within days, I don't know exactly what that means, but I would say by this time next week we'll have an open beta for ActiveSky for P3D v5. Super excited about that. I did want to say that I am in the PausCon beta, and I am really enjoying the quality of that online network. At this present time, they do not have air traffic control, but there's a lot of nice features that several of us are taking advantage of with group flying, and I'm very impressed with the CSLs, with the radios, with the different features of the user interface. And they're making it cross-compatible. It's already v5 compatible and working with 11.5, the non-Vulkan version of X-Plane 11 beta. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some group flights in the future on PausCon, and yeah, there'll be PausCon news happening here on this channel. But well done to the PausCon team. Right now, I wouldn't consider it an ATC network, so it's not a competitor of Pilot Edge or VATSIM or Iveo. It's its own entity where they're ironing out issues. And again, maybe by the end of the year, early next, they'll have some coverage for air traffic control. Who knows? There may be some closed events with some air traffic control between now and then as well. So pretty excited about that. The last thing I wanted to touch on today was that this is a non-simulation news, but it appears that our beloved Han Solo yet again has made the news with regard to air traffic control. And I just wanted to talk briefly about this. Basically, he had landed his Husky aircraft at Hawthorne Airport on runway 25, and he had vacated and he needed to taxi to the hangars. And so he was requesting to cross the runway and head to the hangars, and he misunderstood the controller. So I just wanted to do a quick debrief on this. Some of you may have already heard this or read about it, but let's have a listen here as he is getting ATC instruction.
Husky 9 Hotel Uniform, make a normal base turn, runway 25, wind 2607. Clear to land.
8 Hotel Uniform.
That's him landing, and then 3 minutes later.
Husky 9 Hotel Uniform, turn left Delta, runway 25, taxi is 0 with me.
Okay, left on Delta, taxi on 0 with you, sir.
Hawthorne Tower, Cirrus 816 Charlie Tango is inbound on the practice localizer with K-Pax.
Cirrus 816 Charlie Tango, Roger, continue inbound, runway 25, wind 270 at 8, cleared to land.
Clear to land 25, 6 Charlie Tango.
That aircraft has been cleared to land.
GBH.
Husky 9 Hotel Uniform, hold short, runway 25 at hotel.
So right there, he's been told to hold short runway 25 at hotel, and he repeats it back.
Hold short of 25 at hotel for 8 hotel uniform. 8 hotel uniform, hold short of hotel.
Hotel uniform, can you hold short runway 25, traffic on the runway.
Crossing 25. 8 hotel uniform.
9 hotel uniform, get across that runway now. I told you to hold short. You need to listen up.
Excuse me, sir. I thought exactly the opposite. I'm terribly sorry.
9 hotel uniform, I'm so sorry about this. It's possible pilot deviation. When you get a chance, give me, got the phone number to call the tower up here?
I'll take it now.
All right, number is 310.
So anyway, the controller continues to give him the phone number. But what I wanted to talk about was that again, it appears to be a pilot deviation. Obviously, it's up to the FAA to analyze the situation and give a final report. But I'm going to go ahead and say that, and you may agree with this or disagree with this, but the controller used the word continue. And I'm thinking in the future, he may want to eliminate that word, thus to avoid confusion, because as soon as Mr. Han Solo heard continue, he just continued. And the other thing is that, because again, if the controller had said hold short runway 25, he would have read back holding short runway 25. I think everything would have been fine, but he said continue. Pilot just hears that word, boom. So maybe the wrong choice of words, but not necessarily an error on the controller side, I don't think. I don't know. What do you think about that? The other thing that I will say is that the pilot, when you get an instruction, it's probably a good idea to wait for the controller to potentially come back to you to correct your behavior, meaning he said, continue to cross runway 25 on hotel. Unkeyed, no engine movement, waited 2 or 3 or 4 seconds, and then engine maneuver. That way you give time for the controller to correct you if you didn't read back correctly. It's kind of an interesting dynamic. I know it's not simulation related, but I wanted to talk about it today. Thank you for joining me today on episode 10 of JonFly Versus. Please join me on my Twitch live stream, twitch.tv/JonFly, JonFly. And if you have any items, news items that you want me to talk about, or if you have a question that you want me to answer on these mini type vlogs, please comment below, and I will pick a few if they stand out to me, and we'll go from there. So thank you again for joining me. And again, happy flying, happy skies, and take care.